On today's Live Daily News, a serious crash on US 87 North takes out a fence and destroys a new truck. Angelo State University's soccer team is getting a new facility, and a new hotel could be going up in the north side of San Angelo. Plus, the Cover One crew breaks down all of last night's rodeo action. All this plus more. I'm Yantis Green, and this is Live. But first, it's rodeo season, so you know what that means. Everyone in town has their cleanest get-up on to get down. Feel like you are the best dressed? Prove it. Carpet Tech wants to see your outfit. And of course, with rodeo brings in dirt, so the winner of the Best Dressed contest will receive an entire house floor cleaning from Carpet Tech. To enter the giveaway, email a picture of your get-up, your name, address, and phone number to carpettechrodeogiveaway@gmail.com. Good luck. We start the show today with that crash that occurred at around the noon hour over on North US 87. Tom Green County Sheriff's deputies, Texas Department of Public Safety troopers, and San Angelo Fire and Rescue were called to US 87 North near the Chadburn Street entrance for the report of a serious crash. When they arrived, they found a late model Ford F-250 had left the roadway and crashed through a fence. Ambulances seemed to be in a hurry to get someone out of there, as they were gone by the time reporters arrived on scene. Nothing has been confirmed from the DPS yet. It appears to reporters that the truck left the highway and crossed over the frontage road before crashing through the fence and winding up in a field. Other news coming out of North San Angelo today is that the Lakeview area could be getting another major hotel. According to the newest building permits and inspections reports from the city of San Angelo, Holiday Inn has applied to build a $12.7 million Holiday Inn at 619 West 29th Street. That's the vacant lot across the street from the Murphy's fueling station at the Walmart Supercenter. If approved, this will be the fourth IMG hotel in San Angelo. The others are the Candlewood Suites and Holiday Inn Express on the Loop, and then Staybridge Suites over on Knickerbocker. No timetable has been released for when construction would begin, but once it does, we'll let you know. And Deborah Ramirez is back in the Tom Green County Jail after spending time in a mental hospital for an alleged stabbing back in 2020. According to court documents, on September 17th, Ramirez allegedly stabbed another woman in the chest. That woman was found walking to Shannon by a passerby who picked her up. At the crime scene, law enforcement officers observed a blood trail that led from the residence to the yard and into the street. A witness said he was lying on the bed with Ramirez, and the victim was seated in a chair in the room. Then Ramirez, for an unknown reason, jumped up out of the bed and made a punching motion towards the victim. The victim fled the residence, having been stabbed. Ramirez was arrested and will now have a competency hearing here in Tom Green County next week. And the Angelo State University women's soccer program broke ground on a new $2.4 million clubhouse on the university grounds Thursday. Athletic Director James Reed and head women's soccer coach Travis McCorkle addressed a small audience about the details of the renovation project. After the presentation, members of the ASU soccer team joined Reed, McCorkle, and ASU President Ronnie Hawkins, grabbed shovels, and officially broke ground on the new clubhouse. The 4,000 square foot facility will include state-of-the-art security, dressing rooms, meeting rooms, and office space. Previously, both the Rambells and their opponents used spare locker rooms in the Janelle Center. Now the ladies will have a place all to themselves. And tonight and Sunday night, weather-wise, there is a 30% chance of rain in the area, but in San Angelo proper, those rain chances are even smaller. Right now, chances don't look good, but for rodeo fans and carnival goers, that's a good thing. And now, here's the Cover One crew with highlights from the fifth performance of the San Angelo Rodeo.
We all know it's super hard to find Super Duties. They are few and far between, but right now, you can actually find a great selection at Jim Bass. And it's perfect because it's Truck Month. So why not take advantage of the Ford Factory incentives and our great selections and make it the place to buy your next truck. Jim Bass Cars and Trucks, Houston Hardin Road, or 24/7 at bassbunch.com.
A 98-year-old World War II veteran was honored during the 5th performance at the 91st Annual San Angelo Rodeo. Presented by Jim Bass Ford, the rodeo performance on Thursday night featured plenty of action from some ill-tempered animals. One cowboy in particular showed tremendous courage on a night that the bulls violently tossed several other competitors around the arena. Here's Some Survived Normandy, Some Survived the San Angelo Rodeo, presented by the Clarion Hotel.
And the home of the brave.
Patriotic atmosphere filled the Coliseum on Thursday night during the 5th performance of the 91st Annual San Angelo Rodeo. For San Angelo Live, I'm Ryan Chadwick. Following a beautiful rendition of our national anthem, the announcer brought out David Silver. The 98-year-old World War II veteran and one of the last remaining survivors of the invasion of Normandy walked out to thunderous applause. In their best imitation of our American soldiers in World War II, the Cowboys showed tremendous grit and courage against some bad-tempered animals tonight. In the saddle bronc riding, more often than not, the broncs got the better of their riders. One of the only survivors in the saddle bronc, Wyatt Casper out of Miami, Texas, overcame the odds and posted a top 2 finish with an 86. Then came the bulls. Tonight, the 1,500-pound monsters weren't messing around. Time after time, the bulls won their battle. The bullfighters would separate the bulls from their riders just for the bulls to turn them back around at the gate and charge their riders again. In fact, even the dummy in the barrel had a rough night when an angry mass of bone and muscle tossed it into the air. Oklahoman cowboy Declan Garland hopped on the bull smoking again, a bull who'd only been defeated once before, and despite the intimidating task in front of him, changed the game. He courageously overcame the challenge to score an 88.5, the top ride in the entire rodeo. San Angelo Live's Matt Trammell tracked down Garland after his victory and asked him to break down his victory over such a notorious bull. It's Bull Riding, presented by First Financial Bank.
And we are now here with Declan Garland, a Oklahoma Cowboy who won 88.5 points tonight on smoking again. Doesn't really matter. It's the First Financial Bank Bull Rider of the night. So, Declan, you scored 88.5, got you in the first place so far in the rodeo. So, first of all, let's just break down your ride in general.
Well, he was a really good bull. The contractor came up to me earlier and he said, hey, this bull's going to be really it's going to be hard to get out on me. He's going to buck in there a little bit. And I was like, okay, no worries. I'll go pretty fast. And really, that's probably the best thing that happened. But I just slid up on him and went. And first couple jumps, he really snatched me back a little bit. Took a hold. He was a big bull, but took a hold of me and kind of rolled my rope from my fingertips a little bit. And it was a little bit. I had to ride pretty conservative for the rest of the ride, but it worked out really good.
Well, of course, we had a lot of big name bulls here tonight. Of course, Smoke Again's only been ridden one time. There was another bull that hadn't even been ridden before. So how much does that play into, the rodeo in general when you have bulls that haven't been ridden before and you actually get to ride it?
Well, that means you're going to be a lot of points because they haven't rode him. There's a reason why they haven't rode him is because he bucks. And I think going to show they've only had a few qualified rides over the performances and stuff. So it just goes to show that they bring the buckers to San Angelo, and you got to really step your game up and ride a little bit if you want to get some money and get some points.
So this is your first time being in San Angelo, I guess. How is the rodeo experience so far? Of course, it's not like a Houston where there's a million people here. It's kind of a smaller arena, but it is still a large arena show. Just kind of talk about the San Angelo environment and atmosphere as a whole.
Man, I think it's honestly really, really good. Like I said, this is the first time for me to come down here. And honestly, I think it would be Houston. In my opinion, it's just as good. The fans are fantastic. You had a packed out arena, it looked like, and they were just hooping and hollering no matter what you did. And I can't thank San Angelo enough for having the rodeo here.
Okay, then final question, moving into a couple of Fridays, you're in the number 1 spot right now. How do you like your chances winning this thing?
Man, I don't want to put a judge on me.
Don't jinx it, yeah.
Jinx it or nothing. So we're sitting up the top. I think I'm just going to do my job. Come Friday, and we'll see where the cards land.
Okay, well, perfect. We'll be seeing him again in a couple of Fridays. This has been Declan Garland from Oklahoma here in the San Angelo Rodeo for the first time, and he's moved into the #1 spot in the First Financial Bull Riding.
Like the San Angelo Stock Show and Rodeo, the roots of First Financial Bank run deep in San Angelo.
First Financial Bank, the bucket shoot.
We're not only proud to sponsor the action in the arena, but the scholarships that will impact our future leaders. First Financial is committed to giving back, which is why our employees are also volunteers during San Angelo's biggest event. Not to mention sit on the board of directors of the San Angelo Stock Show and Rodeo Association. Here at First Financial Bank, we are community bankers serving our community.
And it wouldn't be a good night at the rodeo without a little mutton busting. However, at the 5th performance, things were a little different than normal. This is Cowgirls Rule, Cowboys Drool at the 2023 San Angelo Rodeo, presented by Sonora Bank.
When you think of the rodeo, the Old West probably comes to mind. Those old Western movies featuring John Wayne, or maybe it was the Outlaws like Billy the Kid and Jesse James. But the rodeo ain't all about the tie down and bull riding. For San Angelo Live, I'm James Bellini. Before we get to the barrel racers and mutton busters, let's talk some steer wrestling. Some cowboys had a rough night as they didn't score after bouncing off the dirt. Several of the guys hit the ground hard and not one made the top 12. The Country Valley did have some representation in Slammer Powers of Sonora and Tyler West of Mertzen. Powers was one of them cowboys that got bounced while West got his steer on the ground in 6.4 seconds. Now on to the cowgirls and youngins. The barrel racers had some stiff competition as the top 4 didn't change during the 5th performance tonight, but one cowgirl did make it into the top 12, Madison McFall from Columbia, Tennessee, with a time of 14:46, which is good enough to take the 8th spot. And if you need some more proof that girls are tough, 7-year-old mutton buster Cheyenne Coates of Wall, Texas scored a fantastic 88 points, beating out the boys to get herself a buckle. Matt Trammell caught up with Coates to talk about why the girls were better than the boys. It's the mutton busting, presented by Sonora Bank.
And we are now here with the Sonora Bank Mutton Busting Champion of the night, and we are here with Miss Cheyenne, and she's from Wall. Cheyenne, how old are you?
7 years old.
You are probably the best mutton busting 7-year-old I've ever seen, and it's more impressive because you're a girl. You were out there beating boys. What do you think? Can girls ride better than boys?
I don't know about everything, but pretty much tonight, yeah.
Yeah, tonight, that's right. The girls did end up winning. Now, what else do you like to do besides ride sheep?
I like to ride horses. I like to craft. And I like to hang out with my family.
All right, awesome. And this is the Mutton Busting Champion of the Night presented by Sonora Bank. And can we just get one more thing? I need a victory dance. Can you give me a victory dance? Let's do it. Oh, yeah, perfect. All right, this is Cheyenne. She's the Sonora Mutton Busting Champion of the Night presented by Sonora Bank.
When something is important, you take care of it, especially when you're entrusted with its well-being. You pay close attention and act accordingly to every need and situation that may arise. Call it instinct, obligation, or desire. One thing's for certain, for most Texans, it just comes natural. At Sonora Bank, you'll find there's one bank that cares deeply about you and your banking needs. And caring for our customers, well, it just comes natural. That's a good reason to give us a try. Sonora Bank, Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC.
The final story we will tell you is a story of the battle against time. Whether it be the Broncos, the roping, or the Bulls, everyone was trying to beat the clock. But who was the winner? Find out. It's San Angelo's Race Against the Clock, presented by the Clarion Hotel. Race against time on Thursday night at the 5th performance at the San Angelo Rodeo. For San Angelo Live, I'm Matt Trammell. The race started in the barebacks as wild horses looked to kick their cowboys off before that 8-second bell. Luckily for fans, these cowboys tonight had one thing in mind: winning. One cowboy in particular, Jasik Lane Frost, named after the infamous cowboy Lane Frost, showed the crowd how it's done, scoring a colossal 84.5 points, tying him for the number 3 spot. Later, we moved into the tie-down. The clock was ticking and ropers had to be in the 7s for a chance to win. Panhandle cowboy Quade Hyatt was able to beat the clock and score an impressive 7.9, the 4th fastest in round 1. He'll be back this weekend to try his luck at number 1 in the average, but before that, I caught up with Hyatt to talk about his big throw. It's tie-down roping, presented by Clarion Hotel. And now we're here with Quade Hyatt. He went a 7.9, the fastest tonight, and that's going to set him top 5 in the rodeo so far. Before we get into it, of course, this is presented by the Clarion Hotel, but the boy Paul Hamus, he's out there. He's saying nobody's going to get in the 7s. No one's getting in the 7s. No one did. You're the last rider. You did. Before you got on the horse, did you know you were getting in the 7s?
I knew I was fast. I didn't know quite how fast I was, but it's always good to pull it wrong.
Yeah, definitely. And just trying to talk about that run in general, about your calf and your run in general.
I had a pretty good calf, and Chisholm Allen, he let me ride his horse tonight. I was thankful for that. That horse cleaned him up, made my job really easy.
And before it all started, did you think you're going to catch him short? You think you're going to catch him long? Did you know that by your calf selection where you were going to catch him at tonight?
I had a feeling my calf was going to run, so I thought I was going to run him a little farther than I did, but I took an aggressive start, and that horse got me there.
Perfect. And so you're in the top 5 right now. How are you liking your chances moving into a couple Fridays from now?
I'm liking them good. Come back again Saturday night and do that same thing. It'll look really good.
Okay, perfect. So we'll see you again Saturday night for the second round. But right now, we have 7.9. Again, you top 5 in the rodeo so far. So this has been the tie-down roping presented by the Clarion Hotel.
Situated downtown near the Concho River, the recently remodeled Clarion Hotel provides an upscale, convenient location for your next business trip or meeting. All rooms are upgraded for your maximum comfort. The Clarion has a full-service restaurant and bar and serves a hearty hot breakfast every morning. The Clarion has ample meeting space for your next meeting or company get-together, and it's the only hotel just steps away from the McNeese Convention Center. For business or pleasure, we're the upgraded Clarion Hotel.
And that's it for news, weather, and sports this Good Friday. Happy Easter weekend to you. Be safe out there until Monday. For San Angelo Live, I'm Yantis Green.